The story of adverbs and adjectives, or how the tired somnambulist met the finicky baby vampire and quickly went about his business eagerly. After all, even sleepwalkers like their blood where it is. Also, a useful guide to telling vampires from Lamia. This could save your life, but let's face it, it probably will not. And as you see, there's no mention of Lamia there in the very beginning, the baby vampire and the somnambulist, but that does come. Adverbs are not adjectives, but they are related. They are very similar. The finicky baby vampire is an exsanguinating beast, but he feeds on most any source, say like the sleepwalkers of the world. So while it is similar to a Lamia, they are in fact quite different. Just as the finicky baby vampire might from the outside seem to have the same function as a Lamia, this is not so. And this is the case with adverb and adjectives. Adverbs, not adjectives, are used to modify verbs, sentences, adjectives, and adverbs. Let us learn. Lamia eat vociferously. Lamia are demons, descended from a Libyan queen, that feed on children exclusively. Lamia are also adverbs. Adverbs like to work with verbs. The finicky baby vampire eats seldom because he is picky. Vampires are mythical monsters, and no one really knows where they come from, but they all drink sweet red blood. They are adjectives. Since they are adjectives, they belong to the subject and not the verb. Scene 1. The somnambulist carelessly walks into the night. His pink nightshirt, normally a hit at pajama parties, this evening only attracting unwanted attention. Blissfully unaware, he does know of the attention, for he is solidly asleep. Does not know of the attention, for he is solidly asleep. The somnambulist stumbled elegantly. Scene 1 breakdown. Adjectives: pink, pajama, unwanted. Adverbs: carelessly, normally, blissfully, solidly, elegantly. Scene 2. The baby vampire is finicky about blood types.
His blood smells funny, 'cause I'm a picky vampire.
Scene 2 breakdown. Adjectives: baby, finicky. Adverbs: well, there weren't any. Scene 3. The beauty contest was a toss-up between the comely Contessa and the lovely Lamia. The Lamia, having lost, headed home through the brightly lit park, whistling plaintively as she went. Suddenly, a glaring bit of pink leered out of the night, suddenly to catch her eye.
Children are so deliciously edible, but he is not a child.
Scene 3 breakdown. Adjectives: comely, lovely, glaring. Adverbs: brightly, plaintively, suddenly. Scene 4. Amusedly, the baby vampire mused to itself about the brightness of a nighttime park, unknowingly flying past Lamia, lamenting the lack of children in that same park on that same night.
It is very bright out here for a night.
Scene 4 breakdown. Adjectives: baby, nighttime, same, and same. Adverbs: amusedly, unknowingly. Scene 5, in which the lamenting Lamia comments bemusedly about the need for a hasty departure from the park, what with day quickly approaching. The hot light of the morning is a fearful foe to the musing monster, and the Lamia hurriedly left the scene. And it was also apparently mauled by a giant hand, which seemingly affected the angle of the entire world.
Wearily I must depart, for the day comes.
Scene 5 breakdown. Adjectives: lamenting, hasty, hot, fearful, musing, giant. Adverbs: bemusedly, quickly, hurriedly, seemingly. Scene 6. As the clueless somnambulist dreams, blissfully apart from the rest of the waking world, he is totally unaware of how close he came to some frighteningly hungry monsters which would have happily devoured him alive. He also displays remarkable powers of observation for one so thoroughly asleep.
Wow, it's funny how everyone around here has the same voices. Also, I'm asleep.
Scene 6 breakdown. Adjectives: clueless, waking, hungry, remarkable. Adverbs: blissfully, totally, frighteningly, happily, thoroughly. What adverbs do? Adverbs modify verbs. He advanced timorously, she quivered enticingly. Adverbs modify sentences. Inexplicably, the muddle was familiar enough. Adverbs modify adjectives. Benumbingly beautiful, dauntingly civil. Adverbs modify adverbs. He bellowed unmercifully loudly. So adverbs modify verbs, sentences, adjectives, and other adverbs. What adjectives do? Adjectives describe or limit nouns and pronouns. They are also limiting adjectives, of which there are various types: possessive, demonstrative, indefinite, interrogative, and numerical. There are also definite and indefinite articles. Adjectives describe or limit. Let us recap. If the modifier, whether it describes or limits, belongs to the subject and not to the verb, it is an adjective. If the modifier describes the verb, however, it is an adverb, not an adjective. In such cases, the verb is not a linking verb. It describes the action of the subject. To recapitulate an earlier illumination, copulative or linking verbs connect a subject to the subjective complement. A linking verb takes a predicate adjective, not an adverb. These erotic verbs include to be, seem, become, turn, remain, prove, stay, when referring to a state or condition. And verbs of the senses, such as hear, feel, look, taste, smell. A little review of this beautiful book. As you may have noticed, Karen Elizabeth Gordon has written a delightful book in which she uses intricately plotted examples to illustrate grammatical concepts, the result being a lyrical, word-based romp through fantasy worlds populated by fantastical characters. I sought to bring this style to life in a limited way, but now you are left with a couple of tasks: to find the spoken adjectives and adverbs from the audio, and to decide whether or not The Deluxe Transitive Vampire is a book that might help you to learn. I invite you to investigate her style and review this book for yourself. The Deluxe Transitive Vampire. And as I said, there are a few tasks left for you to go forth and see if this book is something that might help you to learn, based on the very light touch on the material I've given you thus far. And also in the spoken portions of the videos, find the adverbs and adjectives and identify them clearly. Other than that, thank you very much and have a wonderful day.